What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. I love to say the world's fastest growing podcast, but I'd be a liar to say it's not the universe's fastest growing podcast.
Thank you.
And we just always want to give a shout out to you guys for helping us be that way, stay that way, and continue to grow. And with that being said, I also want to give a shout out to her fantasy box. Make sure I go shop with them. Make sure y'all shop La Prosperity. You know what I'm saying? And I was hoping I ain't butcher that. Big shout out to La
Landed
Prosperity.
nicely, yeah.
And I was like, you know, it's time to say somebody's name during room where you're like, is it such and such? Yeah, but big shout out to them on a sponsor. Make sure to go shop with them. And as always, I'm excited, man. We are once again on our brand new set.
For sure.
This might be home. If it's not home, it definitely jumped to the beast set for sure.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense, right? So we happy to be back, and also I'm always happy to be joined by my guy.
Appreciate
Q.
that.
That's right on Q Live. That's right on right
side. They know
on QUE Live.
Ain't nobody now. I appreciate that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Foreshadowing.
You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and take this clip and just plug it at the end. You don't even say shit.
Yeah, just walk off.
You're done for that episode. Yeah. But ultimately, man, let's get into it, man. Been a eventful day, man. Been up early. You know what I'm saying? Y'all flight was delayed.
Yeah.
But it gave me time to get brunch.
Right. Which you got. You didn't want to wait for us to.
And it was funny because I almost offered y'all brunch, but this tell me if I was thinking like a good friend.
Okay.
I'm like, if I present it,
give you a report card grade,
and then take it off the table, that's worse than just not presenting it as an option.
Wait, if you present it, why would you take it off the table?
Like, for instance, like, all right, y'all want to go to brunch? And they're like, yeah, but we ain't even parked the plane yet. Oh yeah, I'm not going with y'all no more. I'm just going without y'all.
You don't want to just wait?
Wait was an option. By this time, I've been up since 6, and we talking at 11. No food was 8. So you feel what I'm saying? My body used to eat around 8 if I'm up at 6. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I present it and you say, yeah, we're gonna be another 45 minutes, I know I'm not waiting. So
I'm not even responding now.
Once I asked how long y'all was finna be, I said I'm gonna eat without him.
It was implied brunch is in there.
You know, and then the thoroughness in me was like, here's the good spots to go get food and go do y'all. Take the wheel.
I'm done. I'm good.
Completely satisfied. Go ahead and sleep this off.
Yeah, I should have been there. Yeah, talk to the pilots.
So give me my grade, man. What's my grade?
C+.
I'm not mad at it. Because you see where I was coming from.
Absolutely.
See what I did there.
I say you're good. That boy good. Yeah.
How was your day, man? Talk to me.
My day was cool. As always, I feel part of. I'm just gonna jump into it.
Yeah,
my day good.
He said, "Fuck my day."
Yeah, fuck all that. We good.
Into it.
Queen annoying me. This whatever shit. This some Tyler shit.
Come on, talk about that.
Yeah,
She's so funny. She was like, "I don't want to get out."
Yes.
She's like, "We're getting out." I don't want to. Like, I see where he gets it from.
Yes.
That's his daughter.
Yeah, for sure. But it's funny. I was watching something recently, and the conversation was revolving around the idea of like mastering yourself. And I feel oftentimes we always talk, especially on here, and a lot of progressive conversations. You always talking about like, how can you be 1% better? How can you pour into yourself? How can you be a better version of yourself as time go on, whatever? Yeah. But also the idea of starting from like a fundamental level of like, no, do you even truly know yourself to even match yourself? And the person was talking about like, no, like I feel the first step for any type of journey of personal development, it should be like, no, like let's really study yourself in the first place. And that's why I was telling you about the whole like personality test thing.
Oh yeah.
He didn't take the test.
I sure didn't. I forgot. How much was it? $2? I ain't got it.
Right. And I always think it's interesting when you like, can allow people. I'm no smut. It just ain't my thing, but I think it's valid. But the whole astrology chart thing or whatever.
Yeah, I'm heavy on it. I'm kind of like, I ain't gonna say I'm heavy on it, but like,
you respect it.
Be making sense.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
be on point.
Right. So again, whenever someone say, "Oh, you're a Cancer, so you act like that," I was like, whatever. But whenever my friend gave me the whole chart breakdown, I was like, fair. Like
the sun wasn't me, but the moon.
Yeah. I was like, I can't really give much pushback.
You got me.
But I feel like the common thing is like whether it's a personality test or zodiac chart or just knowing yourself, like, what is your triggers? Like, why do you act certain ways? And is it certain shit from your like?
You asking me or you saying?
I'm speaking out loud. Yeah, so even like certain shit with your parents, like certain shit, it happens all the time. That's clearly like my dad's side. That's my mom, and I know why I'm like this because of that, whatever. And I feel oftentimes people end up in tripped up patterns, situations because you're not finding the source of how you are in the first place.
No, that's a fact. I think that's one of the things like. See, a lot of times when people think about triggers, right, they think that when they tell you they triggers, you're supposed to tiptoe around them. Right? But it's really not somebody's job to tiptoe around your triggers. Your triggers is a warning sign to you, letting you know like that this is something that bothers you. Right. What you're supposed to do with that information is, okay, let me get to the root of why it bothers me so that it could bother me less until it bothers me no more. But what people tend to do when they get triggered is they run away from it. They start to shut down. or they lash out. And they feel like you the person, or you triggered me, so it's your fault that I'm acting the way I'm acting. When the reality is like, no, you should be thankful at the fact that somebody was able to take you to a space that you need to work on, which goes into the self-mastery. So when we think about, you know, triggers, it's like a trigger is a sign and is a direct indication of this is what I need to work on. This is what I need to start to work towards healing towards. And this is what I need to be able to grow from, because obviously if this continues to bother me, it's something that's going to keep me here. Right. So that's kind of the thing. Like when I think about what triggers, every time I get triggered, it's like I learn how to regulate. So I bring myself to the present moment, because sometimes when you get triggered, you start to think way out into the future. You start overthinking, overanalyze, overplan, and next thing you know, 56 events didn't happen, and you still right here in this moment. So for me, before I start going down that rabbit hole, I think and I stop. I'd be like, all right, I'm clearly triggered right now, because I got to a point of mastery where I realized that I'm all right, something's not right. Like, I'm not, the trigger don't always just mean you get passionate, you get angry. I'm talking about literally like I'm like frantic in my mind, even if I'm not physically showing that. It's like in my mind, it's fireworks going off because there's so much happening. So I stop, I slow my mind down, I become present in the moment. I'd be like, all right, what right now would make me feel better? Like, what would make me feel good in this moment? Because whatever I'm thinking about hasn't happened, and it probably won't never happen. So in order for me to center myself, I have to start thinking about things that's happening right here, right now. All right, like what could I do to recenter and regather and regain? Or if I'm in a predicament where I find myself triggered and I want to react, and if to what I used, how I used to, I'd be like, I say this in my head, this is an opportunity for me to present myself for who I am today versus for what I was always accustomed to doing, how I was always accustomed to reacting. And I realized that, okay, now I can firmly say that I'm moving past this. You know what I mean? So
no, and to build off that, I think, you know, we always talk about generational wealth, but also the idea of like generational,
like the trauma shit.
Generational health. Because I also just think about just like, if you never really fully explore and unpack how you were raised and how your parents, how you can have it. Yeah, you know.
I don't need it, but it's yours.
No, you got it. Yeah. You can lease it. Yeah.
I'll lease it.
But you know how you were raised, or what you just genetically got from your parents. Now you an adult dealing with interactions, relationships, whatever, and then let's say you have a kid. How can you even fully be prepared to give your all, pour into them, and not pass down the same shit that you didn't figure out already? So it's like, fuck all the wealth shit. All shit. It's like, are you even healthy in your mind? And have you mastered yourself before you now but to cultivate a whole other human being? You know,
and that's the thing. Like even we think about parenting, man, I feel like people try to. It's like to what you said, but it's a toxic way. It's like people are trying to negate their children from having certain experiences. And it's like, understanding if you like who you are, it's because of what you went through. We say that, right? But it's like, parenting isn't about your kids not having no problems. It's about equipping your kids with the tools to be able to handle the problems that they find themselves faced with. The tools that you didn't have, the tools that you got late in life, are the tools that was misused, right? Because the hammer could build or destroy depending on how you use it. So if you had a hammer in your life and it was used to tear you down, the words, I'm calling the hammer the words that your parents said to you. You never gonna be shit. You da-da-da-da. You don't take that hammer and throw it away. Because you still need the words, but you need to take that hammer to build them up. Yo, you could do anything you want. You could be anything you want. You could become anything you want. And that's how you got to start to think about breaking those generational cycles of toxicity and bad parenting. But people try to just say, I'm going to just do away with it in total. I got yelled at, so I'm not going to yell. Nah, like, just be careful and be mindful of how you communicate to your kid. Maybe it don't require yelling, but they still need discipline. And they don't need you to solve their problem. Like, that's not effective parenting. That's coddling. And what that creates is a bunch of lackadaisical people who are going to lean on you to come and solve their problem when you need to be creating solutions. You need to be creating leaders, because most of the stuff our children go through, we're not going to be there with them when they're making the decisions. So we need to equip them in so many ways so that they can pull from the toolbox so many different possibilities of solutions versus it just being like, let me call my dad, let me call my mom. Like, that's literally a lot of people, even our age adults.
Absolutely.
First resort is to call their parents. Why? Because their parents always was the one. It starts something as simple as making a bed instead of saying, make your own bed. Clean up behind them instead of saying, clean up behind yourself. So you are creating someone who's going to be relying on you or the next person throughout the world and have no certain level of independence. It's just going to be like, that's what it is. But to go back to the whole generational health thing, is like, that's where the self comes into place. Like, okay, go back to the things that affected you when you was a kid, right? Literally, it's not easy. It's cringy. You trust me. Like, when I tell you, self-reflection is not a pretty process. Looking at yourself, figuratively speaking, naked, literally looking at yourself, flaws and all, and being able to say, you know what? this is who I am. This is what it is. And not trying to make it up or dress it up or throw some designer sneaks over it. You literally like, you know what? Like, this is what it is. And either you can accept that you can't change it or change it because you can't accept it. But it can't just be one of them things that you just act like don't exist. You can't just sweep it under the rug, because that's when it becomes that thing where you don't even know how to teach your kids emotional regulation, how to regulate their emotions, how to be emotionally intelligent, because you never acquired it. So it'd be so funny when the kids come home with the new math and you're like, shit, I ain't never learned this method. A lot of y'all teaching y'all kids, but y'all don't understand the ways to do it because y'all never learned took the materials. And, to be able to teach the curriculum, y'all just kind of went away from it. Like, all right, I'm going to go ahead. I don't need that class to graduate. I'm going to go ahead and just go through life. And I feel like that's how a lot of people live. And they're going through life just dropping classes that they don't want to take. But when it comes time to tutor your kids, it ain't there. So now you going to not show them nothing. But at the same time, they might have not been affected by it, but they being affected in other ways because it's compounding and them just being green and naive. And a lot of kids don't even know how to travel by themselves. Not that they should, but it's just like, at least we knew how to catch the bus. These kids don't know shit. They know Uber and Lyft.
All right. All right, I'm about to get my woofism off. I'm about to get you ready for the analogy? All right, here we go, y'all.
You got one.
Yeah, I got one. So you know what it's like?
Talk to me.
You know what it's like?
I got to be cute. Go ahead.
When you're trying to clean and heal yourself, and you like, imagine trying to clean a couch, but you just sweeping all around it, and you don't just lift the couch up and get what's under there to fully fucking clean, whatever. So I feel that's a lot. Many people clean that way. Like, clean the living room, or I'm just slipping around it, pick up some shit, whatever. But no, you gotta really do the work because it's not a pretty process. It's a strenuous process. To deep clean your past, your flaws and your triggers, whatever, is more than just sweeping around some shit and barely unpacking it. Because you really gotta explore yourself to get to the bottom of it.
Accept it. Right. Like, you accept it, but I don't even accept it. And I feel like that's a lot of people's process. They feel like, all right, I'll tell you what's wrong with me and you should just be okay with it. And it's like, whether I'm okay with it or not, you're not even okay with it. So I need you to self-reflect in a way that allows you to be okay with it, because you want me to accept you and you don't even accept yourself. I can tell you I like you without makeup, but you still gonna put makeup on and tell me it ain't for me. I can tell you I like natural bodies, but you gonna think that because I might have looked left when I seen an ass walk, that mean I'm in. No, I'm telling you what I'm telling you what I love at the end of the day. And you disregarding what I love because you not even accepting your flaws. So if I tell you I like you without weaving, you gonna think that I'm trying to keep you from being a baddie. If I tell you I like you with a natural face, you gonna think that I don't want you to look pretty. I'm telling you look pretty. This is what I'm telling you. And it's like, if you gonna disregard what I'm telling you about what I like and what I love about you and then wonder why I'm not as interested, is because you went left when I told you to go right. You feel what I'm saying? Just learn to accept yourself, learn to love yourself. And it's easy for somebody else to love you. People love me because I love me. And whether they love me or not, don't matter. Why? Because I love me. But if I didn't love me, nobody's love would be enough. Y'all want people to fill voids that's unfillable, because the void is the disconnect from you to you. Nobody, if this is you and this is you and it's that gap, nobody can close that gap but you. People could be an extension of that. They can add to that, but there's nothing they could do to fill it. It's not no amount of bags they could buy you, no matter trips they could take you on, no matter money they could spend on you, no matter love that they could shower you and devour you with. If you don't have that gap filled, which is why you gotta, as my man Q just said, you gotta not just sweep around the fucking couch.
Go.
You gotta go under the couch and get it so that we know for a fact, like I did the deep cleaning. We ain't just tidy up, we deep clean. So now I ain't worried about somebody coming in here and noticing something, because I did all the work that needed to be done in order for me to feel confident and comfortable within my own skin. And that's how you fully and truly accept yourself.
For sure. And back one last thing about that, we said before, but like, kids are also just the ultimate mirror. So even though you didn't do the exploring or the unpacking or the deep cleaning, then your kids exhibit the same behaviors, patterns, and triggers, you like, where the fuck this kid? What the hell? It's like, dog, you didn't fix your shit, and now most likely you done pass your shit down, then the cycle repeats.
And it's funny because kids really be the ultimate mirror, and it'd be like, not even just kids, humans. When you think about it, right? Often the things that bother us and others are things that really bother us about ourselves. We don't like to admit that as a fact, but if you see somebody and it irritates you, it's because there's a deep part of you that either wants to dissociate yourself from it, or you're still so attached to it that it bothers you that you see somebody else doing it. Even if it's not something that's like extremely nice, it's just so fun. Let me slow it down. What I mean by that is,
give me an example of something maybe you can relate to.
No, so it's like one of the things where it's like, if somebody, think about if somebody come in a room loud, right? That could irritate you, but it's really because you wish you had that personality type to be outgoing. So it makes you feel like, oh, they doing something that would make me uncomfortable. So it's making you get secondhand embarrassment. You hear it all the time. Why is that a thing? It's a thing because a part of you feel embarrassed for them why would I feel embarrassed for you if what you do don't bother me? Somebody can do something right now, and if there's no irritation to me, there's no reason for me to be second-handedly embarrassed. You follow what I'm saying? But it comes from feeling like, all right, this is something that I don't like about myself. Like, it's so many times I might look like, damn, I can see somebody, say they post something, and I'd be like, you fishing. I'm only resonating with that in that way because I probably fished before, or I probably would fish. But if my brain don't go there, it's because for whatever reason I don't even resonate with it. So I use that example, but it's transparent across the board. Like literally, the things that bother us and others are things that we don't like about ourselves. Are things that, because when you heal from it, you give somebody grace. I remember when I used to be like that, but I'm not like that no more. So I could either guide you or I could just not give a fuck. But if I'm still triggered by it, it's because a part of me still registers and resonates with it. And it's more present in other people than men, but men do it as well.
The other group,
the others,
yeah, the others. Speaking of the others,
yo, that is hilarious. Others.
A long time ago, we had a topic in a conversation. Right, we was talking about women and their bosses, and now I want to talk about the other side of that spectrum. We talk about us, men and their assistants. And I remember we had a conversation one time, and it was like,
they love their assistants, bro. I already know where you're going with it. Like, this is the thing, right? And I don't want to throw men under the bus when I say this, because everything ain't sexual. The reason men often it's literally the circle of life. Women are, and this don't apply to every woman who's an assistant and every man who's the boss. But the dynamic of women like being led. So typically the boss is the leader, and men like submission. Typically what an assistant ever told you no?
Never.
My assistant has never told me no.
True story.
Never even questioned me.
I met her with the understanding you won't say no.
You won't say no.
Right.
But I don't think that is a thing where we love our assistants per se. I think it's a thing where we love that dynamic and we wish it out of our women. Like, and it's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna submit. Shut up. Submission is not an option, right? I'm gonna submit when you be the perfect leader. Nah. I do feel like you show up and lead, submission not even a conversation. So I don't even hear that whole discussion. But it's one of them things where it's like, because we understand that it's hierarchy in relationships, but women don't want it to be. It's always going to be that natural sense of resistance and rebellion to some degree. It's no different than when a child is trying to develop their own identity while still being parented. After a while, they just don't want to listen to their parents. You're like, oh, I tried everything. They just don't listen. Yeah, they're rebelling. It's called the rebellious phase. You've been doing it this whole relationship, but you didn't notice, but now it's happening to you, and now you don't like it. That's why sometimes men sit back and like, yeah, she giving her everything that she gave me. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it's one of the things where, like, going back to the assistant aspect of it, is like, we just like this, the fact that they trust our vision, they don't go against us, and they don't tell us no. But in order to be the boss, you got to have a form of effective leadership, or you don't make it to that position.
Right.
So if men operate like the boss of their relationship, don't mean like you say, tell somebody what to do, like the leader, whatever. The leader is a better term for a relationship. You actually step into that role of being a leader, it'll be easier for you to draw and solicit that same attraction. But it's kind of a challenge for a woman to like, they don't think so, but they suck our dicks at the end of the day. So it's like, after a while, it's like, it's that level of respect. It's like, they can't I don't give a fuck if it's Jay-Z or the biggest megastar. At some point, that level of we together, so it's no way that they're gonna always give us that threshold that we want out of it being that hierarchy of
course, yeah.
So, and that just becomes because, nigga, they lay down with us. So it's like, after a while, they like, shut up. They see you in your vulnerable moment. It's kind of a challenge where, though, when you the boss, you coming into it in a routine, in a role, and that stays the same. So that dynamic, yeah, nigga, you fall in love with it because she never stopped being an assistant and you never stopped being the boss. But don't fuck your assistant.
Absolutely. And it all comes back to that. And
he's going to do what you better to say, somebody going to do it.
No. I'm saying it all comes back to that. I feel you landed where I was going to take the conversation next, where it's like, that's why the common stigma is like, niggas be fucking their assistants, because it's like, yo, like, she don't say no. She listen. She actually, not only does she trust the vision, she supports the vision. She do anything for the vision, versus questioning the vision, doubting the vision, or, you know, it's like she adds to the vision. So it's like, you know what? I'll go just fuck her in. That's the last thing.
That's the thing.
Now, that's where niggas fuck up at. But that's the psychology about it. And that's just human nature, you know, shit like that. And now, the flip side of back to again with the woman and her bosses, do you think that's why it's the same thing? That's why. Right.
That's why we don't like it.
Right.
That's exactly. We understand that. That's why in that one conversation when I said, it shows that you have the ability to do all of the things that we're asking. And at this point, you're choosing not to. But you subjectively going to try to say, oh, no, well, it's not different. if you saying he cut you a check, but I cut the check with my presence, my life, and I'm paying the bills, it's no way that you measure these and you think that you shouldn't be listening to me over. It should be no man in the world that a woman should listen to over her man. Even if this nigga don't make sense. You talk about that when y'all getting hurt. No, listen. You talk about, I've never seen Michelle question Obama in public. And you probably never gonna see it. We don't know what their conversations look like when they get home. We don't know. When you see a real strong power couple, the power is in the fact that you don't know where their weaknesses is. But a lot of people want to be power couples but don't have the power to shut the fuck up in public when people are present. No, for real though. So it's like the power is in the silence. All right, you know what? I don't really like what she's saying right now, but I'm gonna wait till we get in the crib and I'm gonna let her know, look, whenever we're in this type of predicament, just don't do this. Don't carry stuff like that. Be mindful that you got your skirt up, you lift up, your ass is out. I don't want to have to tell you that in public. Just kind of be mindful. That's how them conversations go. It don't go like you basically. So that's when we start to think about the whole, yeah, man, I lost it. But I lost that thought. But because I'm about to go a whole nother place. But ultimately getting back to it, yeah, that dynamic is definitely present, and that's the reason why. It's the reason because it's the same. They look at the man; he's a leader, he's authority, he's successful, he know where he's going, he know what he want, and they submit to it. And of course, we're not gonna like that shit. Like, why the fuck would I like that?
Yeah, and imagine the dudes that date assistants, and I
wouldn't date an assistant.
All right, she the great assistant to that nigga over there, and meanwhile, in y'all household, she don't listen.
So no, honestly, if you got a chick that's an assistant, make her your assistant. Like you gotta, that's where self-mastery come into place. That's where you gotta know yourself. It's like literally picking a woman that complements your lifestyle. I would date an assistant, but she's gonna be my assistant. So let me rephrase what I mean, because it's like, I'm not gonna date a woman that wouldn't assist me, but would assist. That's what I mean when I say, like, if you saying you're not about to help me, but you gonna help him, I can't fuck with that. But at the end of the day, I would date a chick that's consistent, like, because that's what I feel like I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to a woman that's here to help the vision. That don't mean that we can't be partners as far as in a relationship, but when it comes to the vision, I need you to be my rib, like you was sitting here to be like, be that helpmate, be that added piece, and be the eyes that and enhance the vision. Be the glasses. If I already got the vision, be the glasses. That's what we need you to be. Be the glasses. You don't necessarily got to be the sight. Like, that'd be the thing. You want to come in and be one of the eyeballs. You don't got to do that. I got 2 eyes already. Just be the glasses. Be the person that make the vision a little bit more clear. Don't be the motherfucker that come in and do this. You feel what I'm saying? Don't fucking do this. Don't block the vision. You follow what I'm saying? But you know,
I just think you should wear sunglasses though.
Yeah,
like,
no, shut up. These are just all you need to do, and that's what they'll come in and be the darkest shade they could possibly be. Now I'm sitting here like this, and you wonder why I keep taking the glasses off, taking them off because you fucking up the vision. Just play your role, man. And like, it was so funny, man, because in another side of it, I feel like if women don't believe in equal in a relationship, they say they want it, but in reality, it's really, I've never seen, it's one of two ways. They either look at themselves as below you or above you. I've never seen it where it was like, yeah, we are truly equal. I can't tell you, and I don't even think they view friendship that way. I think it's literally a hierarchy, which is why the whole boss dynamic is prevalent, because they can look at it like my boss is above me, but you not my boss. But it's like, if you got that factor of being able to say somebody is above you, so that means you clearly operate from the system of is higher or below, because it's like, then who is the equal and what makes them equal? So if men understood, this is why I don't tell men to date up. Like, men be like, oh, there's no chick that's out of my league. Maybe not mindset-wise, right? Maybe not attractiveness, right? But when it comes to lifestyle and sustainability, it's legit women that's just out of your league. Like, a woman bills is $10K a month and you make $10K a quarter. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, she's out of your league, not because she thinks she's better than you, not because you feel like she's better than you, but simply because, nigga, you can't afford her. So I feel like you should always date the woman whose lifestyle you can sustain, not because you have to pay everything, but because her expectations on life fit where you at in life. But if you sit here and try to go date here, even if she try to coddle you and big up your ego and take care of you, because some men get pampered and all of that, and they cool with that, whatever, that's on y'all. The fact of the matter is, she ain't looking at you like her equal. You ain't about to be her leader. So when you earn them, it ain't even, when I say earn, I mean not even making a financial thing. When y'all lifestyle, you can sustain her lifestyle, and you got the vision, you got the plan, she can submit to that. Right? But if she already here and you here, there's no way she can, that don't even make sense. Why would she, like, you follow what I'm saying? So for me, I say, don't date out of your league. Find a woman who you can sustain by being able to know that, all right, I can handle any one of her problems, because the problems ain't always financial. I can handle the mental problem that she might have. I can handle the financial problem. I can handle the emotional problem. I can handle the physical problem. I can handle all of the problems in her life, because ultimately that's what they want us to do. So when you think about it, if you're dealing with a chick and her problem is too big for you, she's out of your league. Just like if you was on a job site and something was too heavy, you're not gonna try to pick the shit up. Like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this to the stronger nigga. I'm gonna go get, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't for me. So when you get comfortable within yourself and understanding that, you'll know, like, all right, is it gonna be a chick that's going to be there for you, that's going to be at your feet versus you trying to be at the feet of her and then wondering why she not. Because there's no, I've never seen it. There's no such thing as them being like, you know, we equal. They only say they want to be equal when you above them. If they're above you, they've never said, let me pull you up to be my equal.
Nigga, we are not equal. Like,
they don't make it known. Like, you don't even make this. You don't even do this. You don't even. So it ain't to make it a bad thing. It's just to be able to identify with yourself as a man. Like, you know what? If I like to be in this position, it's like if you run motherfucking McDonald's, don't mean you go run a Fortune 500 company. Work yourself up to that. And then when you do it, it's sustainable versus you just saying like, oh, I manage McDonald's, so I can manage this whole. Nah, you need to kind of position yourself to be able to do it. You got the qualities. You're capable, but you got to become that person and work towards that. And the same is true when you know, because they never going to be like, oh, yeah, man. Niggas, I hate when niggas say, yeah, man. No, you know, we look at each other like equal. No, you might really got that mindset. You might look at it like, all right, she do this, you do that. We equal. She going to be like, you do this, but I be doing this, that. What you do ain't enough.
Like, and she going to name less things and still say, yeah.
I cook, I clean, and I deal with these kids.
Oh, our kids. Okay, cool, yeah. So I don't know, you know, one of my favorite things, shout out to 1%ers. One of my favorite things is when people I know will be like, yo, yeah, I seen this clip, this and that. I was talking to my girl about it. I was talking to my nigga about this and that, whatever. So the latest instance that happened was the CEO manager clip. Moment of the show, one of our episodes. Shout out to the great episode. One of my female friends came and said, yo, like my nigga. And he was saying, yo, this time exactly how we talking about the nigga Wolf and Q. You be trying to, I'm sorry, it wasn't CEO manager. Whatever, it's not important. But he's talking about being submissive. Like, don't question what we try. Don't question us. When a man say, don't question me, this is me type shit. Right. And what he was saying to her was like, yeah, like I feel you be questioning my vision. Yeah. Shout out to assistants. You questioning my vision, and I feel you be saying you won't be submissive, but you don't be acting submissive. Her retort was, I am willing to be, you know, women say all the time, I'm willing to be submissive, but I don't feel you give me the safety and space to be submissive. Hold on. And what she ended up saying, how we got to the CEO manager part was, yeah, for instance, our like, how we do with time is differently. I'm the type of person where I want to get something done. I want to get it done. Yeah. He more lackadaisical and kind of can be like, we'll get to it. Oh, we missed it. Oh, it's cool. We'll get it next time, whatever. Yeah. And that's not really conducive to her temperament, whatever. Yeah. So so if I handle something, that's me not being comfortable with how you handle things. I don't mean I don't think you can't handle, but I don't think you're doing your proper due diligence into leaders because it's not on a certain time schedule. And what I said was, I understand that. And back to the CEO managers, I feel like I do get your philosophy about the CEO manager thing, but I do think where men do themselves a little disservice in that is I feel if you want to be the ultimate leader, where it's less, they always gonna question shit, but if it's less opportunities to question shit, I feel you have to have a lot more, at least a decent amount of managerial insight versus just the CEO vision. Because if it's a CEO vision, but you're losing sight of the manager shit that's going on, I feel that's how women even have more opportunity. But like, I mean, well, that's why I'm questioning the vision because I got to do this. That's why you should be aware of those soccer practices. That's kind of my idea. I feel like if you're just saying, yo, we going this direction, and she's like, all right, what time we getting there? I don't know. I'm just saying we going this direction. She's like, but nigga, you kind of got to.
So I don't think so that's like, when you think about running
or how we get in that direction.
Yeah, but it's like you think about running a company, right? You're gonna have a meeting with everybody that's at that tier, right? Maybe CEO, COO, CFO, down to management, right? All of these things have levels of communication for the vision to be facilitated. It don't go from CEO to managerial tasks, right? So I'm just piggybacking off what you just basically said. I feel like to her direct point, that's just a need to control, in my opinion. I feel like if he don't know where he's going, then that's valid. But at the end, because a woman will release her need to control, which is where they feel like they submit when they're like, you know what? I'm just not gonna say shit. That's to them. We understand. We don't look at submission as just like shutting the fuck up. Shutting the fuck up is just a part of it. They be like, all right, at least you shut the fuck up. Like, you feel me? But for them, it's like once they shut the fuck up, that's when they feel like they submitted. But it's like, no, for us, it's so many different tiers to it. So it's like you shutting the fuck up is like the final. That's like the final boss. Like that's the icing on the cake. Like, and she shut the fuck. So that means she trusts me completely. You follow what I'm saying? But if you want to get that, then that's where it comes to being able to clearly articulate where you're going. That don't mean you got to provide day-to-day updates on how you're going to get there unless something changes. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. Why do I got to sit here and give you the play-by-play when you could show up on any project site for any project at your work, at your job, and you don't need a play-by-play. You just need your roles and your responsibility. First of all, if they start telling you things that don't pertain to you, you don't even want to be in the meeting.
For sure.
Most people don't want to be in the meeting. Shit,
why am I on this team's call?
This shit had nothing to do with me. So it's like, but you in the crib, you want to have everything to have something to do with you. When in reality, you only need to know about these sad things. Now, this comes from being an effective leader. Being an effective leader means that you know when to delegate. You follow what I'm saying? Versus deferring, right? Because that's what we like. You can know if a man is a good leader by how well he delegate versus if he defer. If a man defer all of the big decisions to you, that's not a good leader. He just like, oh, I don't know, you decide. I don't know, you choose. That's not a leader. But if a man like, all right, look, we going here. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do this. Look, my daughter gonna do this. My son gonna do that. My wife gonna do that. That's delegation. That's effective leadership. I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna do, and all you're supposed to do is do it. Don't why you got him doing this and her doing that. That's where the shit get frustrating. That's where motherfuckers get irritated because it's like, I just told you the vision. That only if it's a person that don't have a clarity and they just want somebody to sit back and shut up, they have no business in the driver's seat. So if a girl, but most of the time when women say that, oh, I'll be submissive when you create the safe space, they really just saying like, I'm gonna shut the fuck up when you give me a reason to shut the fuck up. But in reality, it's like, I'm telling you what the vision is, but you feel like you got a better idea. You feel like your way is better than mine. So that's why you challenging it. It's not because if you could challenge more things in the world and present your, that's where that I think I'm above you or even equal mindset come in at, because it's like, I look at life from an audacious standpoint. Somebody have the audacity to walk on a movie set and give an idea. Yo, I don't think y'all should shoot the camera that way. I don't give a fuck if you in the film. If you ain't the director, why the fuck is you telling them how to shoot the movie? You get what I'm saying? Play your role. If your role is to act and you the star, and that's what you want, and that's what you got paid to do that. Don't come and tell the director how to be. Now, say if you is burning you up, you're like, damn, man, they don't even dig. You got to find a proper way to approach that situation, because you could get kicked off a set like that. And so many people feel like, oh, well, I know Q, so let me go ahead and tell him how to shoot his show. Yo, when you're doing that right on Q Live shit, you don't even know what go into this. So that's where, as a leader, the audacity of somebody you're trying to lead, when you feel like they're questioning you, is like, you don't even know all of the scope. You don't even know the whole scope of what's going on, but you think that you got the best viewpoint on it from your perspective. So you telling me that I'm not effective because I'm not doing it your way. But in reality, no, if you really want to be led, then take your hands off the wheel and let me drive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know, man.
Or find somebody
that's
better leader, yeah.
Because
a more suitable leader.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, men, we offer the job, we offer the positions, women accept it. That's what it looked like to ask a girl to be your girlfriend, to ask a girl on a date, to ask a girl to marry you. We offering you the position. It's up to you to say this position fits me or this position don't. But you can't take the position and then try to change the position or not play the position when you signed up for it. If I say, and then even when, so the another thing is so funny, women decide if they want to take the position, but men decide when they get promoted. I ask you to be my girl, you can say yes or no. I decide when you get promoted to wife. You don't get to decide that. It don't matter how long you've been in this role. You got to do things that indicate, oh, you know what? She's ready for a promotion. And that's what we talked about playing for the ring. That's what it looked like. It's playing with the intention to get promoted. To know, like, all right, I'm coming in here as an administrative assistant, and I'm trying to make my way all the way to such and such. So coming into that with that mindset in mind, you know that, all right, cool, this is the thing that it takes for me to advance and work. So why would you think you're going to get a better position in a crib if you're not doing things that now, again, there's always going to be that pool of people where it's like, you might be ready and it just might be the guy that's just not suitable, not cut out, not even marriage minded. That's when you use your discernment. That's when you use this female intuition that you talk about. And that's when you go back into the pool. But it's like when they get with a man that do have all those things, they feel like, oh, I'm not about to do all that to prove myself. Why? Because it's the instant gratification of being rewarded by these men that don't have foresight. So, man, you making a bed, but you're not understanding that you made the bed. I'm not even gonna tell you to lay in it. It's like, you chose this bed. Like, it was 10 beds, and this bed, you ain't like the cost of it. You ain't like what you had to pay to get in this bed. So you laid in this twin size, and now you complaining about how much space you got. You chose the bed.
Twin size crazy, yes.
Could have been this California king, but it's gonna cost you a little more. And I understand that. I feel like, I don't know,
Egyptian cotton on there.
Yeah, I understand as a man, it's like, yo, like, I really understand. I focus on getting better. Like, I got to earn more. I got to learn more. I got to grow. I got to do all these things. The more I do this, the better the quality of woman. I don't have to change nothing. I literally, naturally, as I grow and develop, the women quality increase. Now, that don't mean you can't meet a couple women that got there different ways and you realize, like, oh shit, you ain't get here doing the work. You got here another way. But the fact of the matter is, you still around a better quality of people. They used to a better experience on life. And that comes from doing the self work. So what you think happened if speaking to the ladies, if you turn around and better your habits, work on this, work on that, you're going to naturally attract a better quality man because you're not even going to find yourself I'm not even attracted to certain type of women. And it's not to say that I'm conscious about it. It's just like, if I'm naturally...
It just repels it.
It's a natural. Like, they're not attracted to me. It's like, I don't present myself in that way. And I feel like women understand, like, how to present themselves, but they don't understand how they being looked at. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all understand how to market yourself, but you don't understand how you being branded. Like, you understand how to get the awareness, get people attention, but you're not realizing what they saying or how they viewing you. It's like, you want to play for the ring, you want to be a wife, you want to look like a wife. You go on somebody's page and they got a bunch of cars up there that say for sale. You assume what they sell. Motherfucker sell cars. You go to a chicken joint and say wife to be, but it's like a whole bunch of content that don't look like
she for sale.
Yeah, you like, I don't know. Somebody might buy that, but I don't know if somebody going, commit to that. So the fact of the matter is like, even as men be like, oh, well, how you present yourself? You present yourself like somebody that don't have substance. You present yourself like the only solution you have is to provide money. You present yourself like you defer instead of taking the lead. So now you wonder why you're being questioned, because every time it was time to make a big decision, you said, oh, you let me know. You wonder why you're being questioned, because every time a problem came up, the only thing you could say was how much it cost, and you're not really understanding that there's a bigger root to it. So it's work to be done on both ends at all times. And if you're not being able to understand that, identify that within yourself, then you're going to always find yourself in that loop of bullshit.
What's the time, Rick? All right, say less.
I knew we wasn't. We started a little early as far as then you jump right into the convo.
Yeah. So I like reading from the people, whatever. So the latest thing I saw was me. So oftentimes we spoke about before about the princess treatment, but also like codependency and how that can be just. Of course, men want to lead, men want to provide and protect all that shit, whatever, but it also can be overwhelming at times because it's just a lot of shit. So this is interesting stuff. So a girl was like, me calling my man every time I have an adult problem, because yes, I'm an adult, but he's an adult he's an adult pro max, and I need him to tell me what to do.
Adult pro max is fire.
Yeah, that's funny. And the girl under that was like, we were at a burial the other day, and the wife's tribute was, you gave me a soft life. I don't know how I'll live having to make every decision for myself because you allowed me to be a baby while you took care of everything in my world. And she's in her 50s. She was in her 50s. And I was like, one, that's a dope love story. Great. Love is love. I don't really question like real organic, compatible love. But also it struck me like, damn, like that's a lot. Like that is a lot where it's like everything is on one person. And again, like, I feel that's usually connected to like money. And because we in the fucking America, shit's expensive. And niggas like, I gotta pay for everything that's allowed with. But also just like even the bandwidth to be like, yo, like, no, like turn your brain completely off at all times. I got it, it's cool, this and that, whatever. And I just feel like I'm not sure if women even really understand the toll that it takes on like a lot of men. Like, cause again, like men may be encouraged and men may welcome it, but also like it's a lot to, I feel like the average person, even if you want to be like that leader, you want to have a partner that you can be like, all right, yeah, like I'll do whatever, but can I delegate? Is it even possible to delegate? I already know I can't defer, but can I delegate at all? Or just like, no, I'm just the pro max till I'm out of commission.
I think
so. Have you ever felt those type of experiences?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a leader in every relationship I ever been in, but I feel like I understand the first thought process of wanting your woman to shut her brain completely down. I think but it also came a sense of, all right, I don't want to enable or spoil to a point where they become so reliant on us that they're incapable of doing the things that even attracted us to them. So I think that's why going back to the whole assistant conversation is like, you want to train your spouse to be able to assist the vision so that they even know how it works. If for whatever reason that you aren't able, you wanted to continue to grow. Like I would have thought that it was good leadership to create that type of life where they don't have to worry about nothing. Towards now, my perspective has been enhanced to feel like, you want them to be able to think of how shit could go, but you want them to be able to know that it's not your time. It's like you are the assistant coach. You don't have to coach right now. But as the assistant coach, I'm going to teach you what it's like to be the coach in the event that you got to coach for a game or two. In the event that you got to step in, you need to know, but you also need to still know your place. What tends to happen, it could be, well, I ain't gonna say it always happens, but it's like we teach you how to take the lead, and then you want to take the lead. It's like, nah, this training was for you to be the backbone, not for you to be the forefront. And when that time comes, you gotta know, like, all right, this is my time to do it. But when that time passes, you gotta go back into that role. So I think that, go ahead.
And to that point, let's say you're the assistant coach And I feel if you truly are the assistant coach, it's going to be those opportunities and times when you are able to put the glasses over the eyes and truly enhance that vision.
That'll be the purpose of it. Like, the purpose of being so the word assist is like as an additive. It's like you're adding to what I got going on. Assistant don't mean sit back and do nothing, sit back and say nothing. It means assist. It means if I say, look, we going here, you say, all right, how much do you need me to do? If I say we going there, okay, what do you need me to do? That's what assisting is. Oh, you working on this today? Let me work on that so that when we bring it together, it could be, you follow what I'm saying? It's just the overall arc and vision of the coach. Like, all right, but the assistant coach is bringing that vision together. But, you know, I feel like when you get a woman to shut her brain down, that truly means she feels safe. Like when she's not in fight or flight, when she's not in survival mode, when she's not in solution mode, that means she truly trusts you. And that's a delicate space. And that's a dope space to have them in, you know, like they act like a baby. And like next thing you know, they turn into a kid. You're like, where the fuck all this, where them degrees go? You like common sense now. But it's like they trust you so much that they know that they could just literally exist. The same way a kid feel with their parents. Kids with their parents, your daughter with you just gonna exist. She just la 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 la. She not thinking about nothing. But if she with a bunch of strangers, she gonna be like, I don't know. So if you become a stranger in your own household and you wonder why your woman ain't taking off her guard, let her guard down, is because you did things to make her feel like she can't turn her brain off. But when you get them to that space to being able to turn their brain off, you got to understand how to turn it back on sometimes too. Like, all right, like I turn the brain off. Like you could just exist right here, but
airplane mode. But now we
bring the service back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And all of these things require intentionality. Like it requires literally doing the work. You don't just make the statement and then go about your day. You got to actually apply these things and literally want these things to be what they are so that they could be sustained, man. Like sustainability has been my favorite word because it ain't about being able to do something. It's about being able to sustain it. You could have one conversation, but if the shit don't hit, then whatever was said, it just was said. But when you actually do framework behind the conversation and actually do the work behind the conversation, now it becomes sustainable because it goes from what you said to who you are. You feel what I'm saying? Once you become, I am a person that communicates. I am a person that does this. I am a leader. I am a da-da-da. Like, then once you become that I am version of it, it's like, all right, cool. I'm no longer just aspiring to be this. Even if you haven't fully mastered it, just saying I am a successful person aligns you with that level. I am a committed person. I am a faithful person. I am an honest person. That don't mean you wipe away the lies, but it just means that you moving forward no longer add to it. And that goes in every lane, in every area. So don't just think that, you know, these things going to exist without you actually bringing them into fruition.
And to piggyback off that a little bit, when you said, the you are thing, identity, you know, when I was finishing the Atomic Habits book, they was talking about that. Like, it's one thing to have a habit, but when you truly embody whatever you're trying to improve to or become, that's when it's identity. That's the only way to really master a habit, whatever. Yeah. And I was talking to a friend recently, so years ago, we was talking about, I was doing some type of food challenge at the time, some gym, who the fuck I was talking about, whatever. And they was like, yo, I can't do that shit. Like, I just can't do it. I love food too much. I'm a foodie. I just love food, whatever. And first thing that stood out to me was, it's always interesting when people just say they can't do something that's like simple. Yeah, like, it's not like, damn, I can't go get my doctorate degree.
I'm not able to dunk.
Yeah, like, or like something that's really going to even, like, again, not saying that's, like, you can't do it, but like, go back to school, get your master's. That's a whole thing over time and years, whatever. But yeah, dunking is just like, you can't do it. But something that's like, oh yeah,
don't do that to me.
I can't dunk either. But it's like, but something that's really all your like willpower. Like, yo, I could never start going to the gym, or I could never just start like do a cleanse or whatever. And it's always like, damn, like, so you're already telling yourself that you can't do that. Like,
so they say, if you say you can't, you can't. If you say you can, you will.
Right. And I just think it's like people don't understand, like, I feel like one of the most important things you can have in life is discipline. Because then you're able to apply it to anywhere.
You got to learn it, though. Discipline is learned. And I feel like because you're a disciplined person, I don't know how to what magnitudes, but just naturally being on time, being punctual, stuff like that, I feel like you naturally like inherit those things, right?
Sure.
Whereas though me, that's something I had to learn because it's like it came down to what I respected. I'm disciplined to the things I respect. I wasn't respecting my time. I wasn't being disciplined with my time. I wasn't respecting my finance. I wasn't being disciplined with my money. If you don't respect your dick, you're not gonna be disciplined with it. But when you start to respect yourself and you look at yourself like, nah, I'm actually this level. Like, how I'm gonna want you to value my time and I don't value my time. I'm gonna want you to respect my finances. I don't respect my finances. And how I'm gonna want you to look at me like this quality individual and I'm just out here sleeping with any and everything. You know what I'm saying? So learning those things is what made me realize, like, no, it is a true separation from me to a certain level of people because I discipline myself to not even embark down those journeys. And when you're born with it, it's like, all right, cool. But when you develop it, you know, and that's for the people that say they can't. You can develop it. I developed financial responsibility. I wasn't financially responsible, flat out. Like I gambled, I spent money on designer shit, I paid my bills at the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but all right, so I guess I was more so saying this point with the punctuality, because I'm not punctual.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't want to mean like you just never had a fucking never had bad debt. But no, I'm saying like I wasn't punctual. I'm showing up like an hour late to stuff, like it should just be okay. And I had to learn like, yo, like I am a punctual person. Instead of saying, yeah, you know, I'm gonna work on that. I am a punctual person. I am on time. I am successful. I am responsible. And it started to change the way I even talk, because the thing that would have seemed like I could just pass on and make it okay. Because think about it, most people don't change their habits because the people around them enable them. They make it. If you're around a bunch of people that's late all the time, who's gonna say we late? But if you get around just 2 people that's never late, that's when you realize, like, oh shit, I gotta tighten up. These motherfuckers ain't late at all. So, you know, just elevating yourself comes from saying that I am, and then getting around accountability. That's what another thing with the shaping habits, that because we as humans operate on a reward system. You know what I'm saying? It'd be funny because I'd be like, I'd be saying like, if women understood how men operated on a reward system, that's the ones that know how to control their relationship without being in control of the relationship. And what I mean by that is they understand, like, a woman might feel like, oh, you ain't buying me what I wanted, so I'm not giving you no pussy. You feel me? And that's one way to leverage it. But the other way to leverage it is you not on your shit, so I ain't laying down with you. So it's like, which one you think is more sustainable? We talk about sustainability is like, you want him to be successful for a long time, or you want him to just get you this one gift. So you taking your most valuable, I ain't gonna say it's the most valuable, but it is essentially, it's the most valuable aspect of what you presenting essentially, because you could bear children with it, off the table for something that's like here, instead of using it to push somebody here. And people that understand that in life know how to get greatness out of people by saying, all right, I know this is what you want. And in order for you to get it, you got to rise to this occasion. Doctor's degrees, these high titles and high positions, these salaries, these raises, they make you raise your level of performance. So if you ever want a man to perform, it's not for you to be negative, because what you water will grow. So like for me, I understand that instead of me coming to my daughter and saying like, oh, you never get good grades, I just say, baby, I love when you get good grades. I don't make it an identity like you have to get grades, but I'm just letting them know that's what I love. Most people will tell you what they don't like about their partner, about their church. I don't like how you talk about this. I don't like that we don't go out enough. I don't like that we don't communicate enough. Instead of just saying, yo, I really like when we had dope conversations. I really like when we go out. I really like spending time with you. When you feed what you like, guess what happened? People want to do, because you can tell a motherfucker they stink all day tomorrow. They live in their own basket, but you tell a motherfucker they smell good, they want to smell like that every day. That's what happened when you water somebody versus pissing on them. So if you water your relationships, water your children, you know, water your friendships, instead of saying what you don't like about the friendship, about the relationship, about the parent, the child dynamic, say what you do like. Yo, I love when you check on me. Yo, I love when you text me. I love all of these different things. Guess what that do? That make a motherfucker say, damn, I ain't even know you fucked. Let me do a little bit more of that. So that's where it come on understanding. But if you using that reward system against somebody, like, oh, well, since you don't text me, I ain't texting you. Oh, you want some pussy, but you ain't buying me this, I'm not giving you that. It's like, all you will do is have a situation where a motherfucker poking their head out and looking for somebody else. Because they being punished instead of praised. And we as men love appreciation and praise. And the same could be true to your women. Don't tell her all the shit she ain't doing. Tell her, yo, man. Instead of, I ain't gonna say don't say shut the fuck up, because they be needing to shut the fuck up. But it's just more so like, yo, like, I like when you actually listen. But the only thing about that is sometimes when they know what you like, they take it off the table. Oh, you like when I listen?
Crafty.
The moment I'm mad, the moment you get to me, I'm going to not listen. It's crazy. What I do now? Oh, good. Appreciate it.
That boy good, man. That boy good. Like, yeah, that boy good. Cause like, you know, it's funny, like back to, we was talking about the, you know.
Let me stop backing. Let me stop saying what I do now. I know it.
What would I say?
No. It was genuine, but at the same time, it was just like, cause it ain't too many times where you stop the show. And so that it was a genuine what I do now, but it was like the other side of me kind of registered, like, I must have said something that he could register with.
But no, like when we talking about just mastering yourself and knowing your trigger and shit like that, like I know for a fact that's a trigger of mine. So like, and I feel like people, I'll just speak for myself, like people who I would think know me don't understand that, like, just trying to like.
What's the trigger?
The trigger is like trying to take my time from me, or like try to position me to do something, or just those type of negative propositions about things. Exactly. So, but it was like, yo, like I really appreciate why we help me out. Like, you don't mind, like just those type of like
give you an option.
Yeah, one, give me an option of my own time for sure. Yeah. But just the idea, but just like leading with love leading with the reward of something, like versus like, yo, why? Like say women do all the time, like people do all the time. Why? Damn, we ain't go out in a while. Yo, I really love when you go out, or like, you know what? And a nigga do like, yo, you know what? Like, I love when you cook, yo. Like it's like, and versus like, when the last time you cook? Like it's like, and I feel like that's like a super gem just for anybody to apply to, just not just romantic, but anybody you know in your life. Lead with that love of just what you would like for somebody, versus like, damn, why you don't?
Because what you water will grow, and that's what people. For one, I commend you for even being able to acknowledge that as being a trigger.
Oh yeah, for
like,
sure.
It registered and it clicked, but that's something that if you never told, you don't even realize. So some people think that the way to get their weight is to point out the negatives. If I assess your performance, even when you, I'm naturally a coach. So instead of me being on like, let's say we play basketball, instead of saying you don't play no defense, I'm gonna say play more defense, or you know, that's the way to earn more playing time, or the more opportunities is created by the more defense we play. Things like that. That's reaffirming the affirmative versus reaffirming the other side of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, I don't say certain words. So I try to stay away from them low vibrational words.
Another thing, one last thing about that whole topic, the idea of like breaking bad habits can also be like, I feel like people don't really realize, because the other side of being of your identity situation is like, people understand when you have to break or trying to start a habit or break a habit, it's a part of reimagining your identity.
100%.
So like, even when back to my friend who's talking about the whole, her being a foodie, now she works out actually. Now she's actually a gym person, whatever. And I like, it's funny because now she's like, yo, I'm in the gym and I did this, I'm doing protein shakes. It's like, yo, you had to reshape your whole identity because you thought you being a foodie was the end all be all. Yeah, you can love food, but also you can love working out because it's also good for you and better for you. But it's like, people, I think about, you know, people back to you being late. It's like, I'm being late, but it's cool. But no, but like, you don't have to be attached to that. Like you can break away from.
I'm gonna give you some context on what made me realize why I don't want to be late. Cause I was having it was a challenge for me to break that. That's a habit that I've had, a not good habit that I've had for a long time. It took for me to realize that we all got the same 24 hours in our day, and it's trillionaires out here. So somehow, some way, they are using their time better than I'm using mine, for the fact that they are able to accumulate, even if they just a multi-millionaire. You know what I mean? They got more going with the same amount of time that I have. So something isn't right. I'm obviously mismanaging my time. And that's what made me start looking at time differently. So it's like, if I show up when I'm supposed to be there, it could be done when it's supposed to be done, and I could go do more shit with my time, so that I'm not just out here wasting all this time and traveling and commutes and explanations and then catching up. And then now, you know, I only really had a 16-hour day when you had a full 24-hour day based on how you allocated your time. So sometimes it be those things of being able to assess what you want and what might be preventing you from getting there. So me being able to attach it to the fact that it's somebody who has the same exact amount of time as me doing more with their time than I'm doing, it was enough for me to be able to say, I got to do right and do better with my time. Another thing about the reward system is
input and output.
If you talking about the foodie concept, it's like you could love food, but make it a goal to do something in order to reward yourself with that food, right? So it's like, for instance, you know, that I'm in a process of a new purchase, like, but in order for me to get that new purchase, I set a goal, which is on my goal list, that I have to do this. If I don't do this, I can't have that, because this is going to cover that. So if I get it, then I earned it. But why would I take from what I already have to get it when that's not kind of earning? That's kind of like going into the reserve. When the reality is like, this is a new purchase. Why not create all new energy around it by saying, I got to acquire these new clients to be able to sustain this in order for me to have this, or I didn't work hard enough to get it, or I didn't work smart enough to get it. So now, and that's my philosophy. So the whole reward system concept, it could be used for you, or it could be used against you, but people tend to use it against people instead of using it for people. Literally, you could get a kid to do better by saying that. I tell my kids, I give you $10 for every A. But it's like 8 grades. That's a nice 80 piece. I'm gonna give you $5 for every B. Anything other than that, you owe me money. You know what I'm saying? No, but all joking aside, is like that reward system. My daughter just called me, Dad, you're gonna be so proud of me. I got 100 on my test. She know what that means. She knows that means that I'm way more open to the conversation about sneakers. I'm way more open to the conversation about going to your friends on the weekends. But if you come to me with a C or a D, it's like, what are we talking about? You worried about the wrong shit. So that reward system could work in your relationship, because at the end of the day, we humans, we operate in a reward system. Literally, we get judged and graded, and we've pay attention to the accolades and the accomplishments. Why not apply that in a healthy way to make you rise to the occasion in your relationship, rise to the occasion as a parent? Like, you should say, all right, if I ain't yell at my kid all week, I could go get myself a pair of shoes. I bet your ass if you did that, you won't yell as much. You have more patience. Oh, damn, if I go to the gym 4 times, I can go ahead and go out on Friday. But if I don't, I can't. When you add that reward system to the end of your goals, it gives you that motivation and that discipline and that consistency to sustain, or you can't do what you want to do. And that's one of the things that Atomic Habits will make you understand when they start talking about habit stacking and all that. They're like, look, man, when you go to do this, do that. When you go to do this, don't try to do a bunch of different things, or just make it simple for yourself and remove it. Don't try to look at the cookies every time you walk in the kitchen. Throw them away or put them in the car. So that way, if you really want them cookies, you got to put them on your jacket and your shoes. Like, I don't want them cookies. That bad. Like, it's a little cold out there. So sometimes it's about breaking habits by making them more difficult. Like for me, if my game is in my living room, I'm gonna walk past, I'm gonna play it. But if I at least put the controller in another room, I'm like, it ain't that deep. It really just be a proximity thing. It don't even be that deep. It just be like, you know what I'm saying? But you know.
One last thing about the habit stacker thing, you know, gosh, one thing I started doing. So I am pretty good with discipline efforts and shit like that. But one thing I've always One thing I've always struggled with is actually struggle.
Cue the music.
Yeah, right.
No pun intended.
You might make fun of me for it, but you know, it's a real thing. Vitamins and supplements. I've always felt, you know, like I felt like, you know, I don't know, like the, you know, like black seed oil shit and, you know, just taking the vitamins.
I don't take that shit.
I know you. I was just saying you might make fun of me because like, why are you taking vitamins?
Oh, you take them?
Yeah,
I thought you were saying you struggle with taking them. I'm like, why would I judge you for that? I'm not judging you either way because I want to get better with that type of stuff.
Okay, fair. I thought you'd be like, who gives a fuck?
But I mean, yeah, because my thing with supplements is not knowing the powers of them. So
that's always kind of been my thing that kind of blocked me from. I understand they say I try to take like black seed oil and like some of these like elderberry Jones and zinc and shit like that. I've tried them all, whatever, throughout the years, but because I don't really see like the
Viagra.
The honey vax, because I don't see like
the natural supplements.
Yeah, because I don't see like the improvements of like, I'll be like, whatever.
But you don't see the decline either.
Exactly. So
think about it. Look at it like this: we in our 30s. Think of how many men don't look as together as we are. Think of how much, and that'd be the thing. It'd be like, yo, you got to be intentional about taking care of your body. Like, not even just from
pour into yourself.
Like, not even just from a supplement or medical. I'm talking about the gym, all that.
Absolutely.
Like, you ain't just getting easy abs. Like, you got to really get them drawn. Like, next thing you know, you'll be put on that 30 for 30, and now you went from weight 180 to 210, or you went from weight 160 to 190, and you won't look the same. You want to make sure you get that together. Like,
I always say, like, 2 points here. All about habit stacking. I always try to make a point to go to the gym. If I have any free time, I'm gonna try to squeeze in a gym situation.
He ain't gonna work out, but he gonna go.
Exactly. I'm gonna go stay in the parking lot and then eat some chips. But no, super smart. But like, for instance, when I take my daughter to her dance, she have like a 2-hour practice. Instead of just waiting there in the car or going home, I'll go right to the gym and that's time there. Like versus like just not maximizing that time.
Optimization and maximizing.
Exactly. I had to go to my mom crib today to help her new shit, whatever. I'm like, Mom, I'm using your gym tonight because I'm here. I'm over fucking East Bubble Folk, whatever. While I'm here, you know, maybe you took away my gym day. So I'm going to the gym while I'm here, whatever. So yeah, but it's because it's a priority for me, whatever. Back to vitamin things. I say all to say back to that. I never could keep consistent with it. I do it in morning time, nighttime, whatever. So recently, as soon as I come in the crib before I take a shower, get these fucking vitamins away. And I had to put it in the midst of another habit because I'm already used to coming in the kitchen, drinking something, whatever, eating something, right at the kitchen counter, taking my shit, call it a day. And to your point, take care of yourself. Pro tip: collagen pills, black seed oil, and magnesium. I was having trouble sleeping recently. Started taking some magnesium pills.
Out like a baby.
No, it wasn't like I was out like a baby. I felt more refreshed in the morning. So I felt like I had deeper sleep.
That's how I feel with CMOS.
I used to another thing I should take. I never wasn't consistent with it, but
that's my thing. So another thing, just before we land the plane, that's the sustainability. But just so you understand the word, just being consistent and being able to. It's like sustainability means that you can lift 10 pounds 100 times with no extra effort, no strain. You can sustain. It's like, all right, I can curl this motherfucker 10 times. It's not sustainable for you to curl 100 times. 100 times or whatever it can be. But if you build that up, then eventually the 100 feels like the 10. But for me, it's like when I started thinking about being able to sustain, I started like being able to sustain paying all my bills on time. So like that's another habit that I'm creating so that even when I think about getting that new purchase, it's like I only want it if I'm willing to pay everything on time. Like when I'm done this, I'm gonna pick my phone up and pay something that's due today. Today, as opposed to saying I do it in the morning. I'm gonna do because I want to be like, all right. As I start to develop my habit of paying things when I add more to my plate. Because when we talked a few months ago, when you're like, why don't you just wait and see? And I was like, I don't like that advice. But I told you later, I was like, it came from when I see it in a different light, I realized I wouldn't have been responsible enough at that time. That might have not been your angle, but it still landed there because I realized like, I have to get all of these responsibilities in order because making a lot of money can make you irresponsible. Absolutely. It can make you feel like I pay that. That's how I pay. I pay that shit. When you got the money, you be like, I pay that shit. You're not really fucking penny pinching because you know you're gonna pay it. And it's not good when you come from not having the money and having that habit to having the money and still having that habit. So I said before I start to continue this life of luxury and adding more to my plate, let me learn how to pay everything on time month after month after month after month so that when that just becomes additive as the income increase, as the wealth increase, the expenses is just adding to the habit of paying. It's just one more thing to pay versus it being like, all right, I don't even know what date stuff is due.
Hey, yo.
I don't even know. But it always be the little shit. I pay my subscriptions on time. Like everything get paid on shit. Like, I turn my shit on auto pay. I don't like when I wake up and they draft it. Because who told y'all to take it at 3 a.m.? Like, you could have did it in the daytime. You want me to wake up and
be civilized.
Be a little civilized. You know what I'm saying? But, ultimately, like, that was a little thing that I developed and grew on. So, that came from me realizing, like, all right, in order for me to have these purchases, I got to become a person that can sustain these purchases. I don't want to be the nigga that's just always falling behind on stuff.
Never catch up. Pro tip, I always say be proactive with your bills. Like, it never should be like, it's the first again. What's due again? I didn't pay that. I didn't finish that last time. It carried over. Write all your bills out, how much you know everything you spend in that month, whatever. So by the time you get to the end of the month, I pay every 2 weeks, whatever.
You pay shit,
so I pay shit early.
Months in advance.
Yeah, so it's like
no bullshit. But, I had to tell them to stop sending me that shit early. You fucking with my shit. Like, you fucking with my man.
Right. So it's like, I think that'll just, of course, if you don't make enough money, that's a whole other thing you got to figure out, whatever, or cut shit down, whatever. But in the day, you should at least know how much your bills are, and it shouldn't be a fucking surprise to you every time bills are due. Like, oh shit, damn.
I look forward to paying bills.
Me too. It's off my mind.
Not that too, but to add to what you're saying, more so, I understand the value exchange. So people be like, I don't feel like paying this, but you like the benefits that come with it. I like having a nice place, so I like paying for that place. I like being able to call out, so I like paying my phone bill. I didn't always have this mindset. I developed it, and it took the disdain away from it. So when the bills come up, I understand that if I wanted to go to a concert or to see a movie or to see a basketball sporting event, I got to pay admission. What's the difference? It's like, yes, it's a recurring thing, but if that's what it takes to have access to what you have access to, pay the shit recurringly. Like, I want access to my door being open when I put the fucking key to it. I want it to open, so I'm gonna pay the access to have it. I want my phone to work when I'm dialing out, so I'm gonna pay the access to have it. I want to be able to have the security or the freedom to kick my feet up in my spot, walk around how I want to walk around, make my own rules, and that costs to do. People want the perks of it, but then want to, I don't feel like paying this car note, but you love driving your car to work. And if you tired of the car, switch it.
Can't afford it, bro.
Switch it. Do something. It's always a way.
Yeah.
If you really tired of your car and paying it, because I don't believe in, this is the last thing I'm going to say, right? I don't believe in struggling for a life you don't love. Like, you live in if you're going to struggle with the shit you want. If you're going to struggle. Like, you feel me? And it's like, well, I can't afford the shit I want to struggle for. Then work a little harder till that's your struggle.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you want a Benz and that's the car you've been dreaming about, but you sitting here driving a Ford and you mad that you paying $327 a month, get your credit to a point where the Benz $327 a month. Do the work. And you can have your life look how you wanted to look for the same price that you're paying now. You feel me? You might can't go get you a $900 mortgage if you live in you couldn't get a mortgage, but it won't be a mansion. If you live in a 1-bedroom apartment. But the fact of the matter is, if you're struggling to pay the $900, you might as well, and you know that you don't want to live in that type of situation, work harder and then struggle to pay $1,800. You already struggling, you feel me? But ultimately, I would say don't struggle. But I'm saying at least love what you struggling to pay. The reason it was easy for me to get rid of my house because I'm like, I'm paying all this bread. I don't even this ain't even my dream. I'm getting rid of this John. Fuck that. Let me go ahead and get what I want. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, even on them days where you don't feel like it, you do it because ultimately you love it.
That's what you want, yeah.
Same thing when you're dealing with a partner. Ultimately, the days where you want to give up, you deal with it because you're like, this is what I wanted. Super last thing I'm going to say. I really be reminding myself, like, when I'm dating, like, even if I'm in a relationship, when I'm in a relationship, I don't let myself get comfortable and forget that I wanted this girl at a point in time. Like, even if I'm just dating, like when I'm dating, it's like I don't get tired of having sex with her because I remind myself I remember when I wanted you. And as long as I stay in that mind frame, I remember when I desired you. As long as you don't do something to disrespect me, demean me, degrade me, or something that would make me look at you differently and take that desire away, I can sustain that desire. Like, literally, like, my last relationship told me two things. It told me that I was capable of committing because I had no desire to step out, no desire at all. I literally was desiring her and her only, and I was proud of myself. Even if, whatever, no matter what else, that physical attraction, that desire was there. And the other part of it was showing me like, all right, cool, I need to get myself together more because I know what type of man I am. And the togetherness ain't in the ability to commit. I proved that. It was in me realizing I need to get my credit where it need to be. I need to get my cash flow where it need to be. I need to get my wealth where it need to be for me to be able to sustain a life that I want to provide for my family. Those are the two lessons I learned. One told me that I need to turn it up over here. And the other one told me that, oh, you actually can commit. You actually can be capable of just messing with one woman and not having your eyes all over the place. Even if I see an ass or two, I never denied that. I'm still a man. I'm looking.
Absolutely.
But I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to touch. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, those are the two things that I learned, and it really just came down to that. That's landed there though.
Absolutely, yeah.
So with that being said, man, where we at, Tom? Oh, that ain't bad. I look like 117. Like, it made a big difference. But yeah, man, as y'all let people know we grow, man. I know that's the tagline. We say that because I don't want y'all to lose sight of that, man. Like, share this out. Tell somebody. Bring it up in a conversation. Expound on a conversation. Put your own thoughts on a conversation. Talk about it with your partner. Always want y'all to let us know what y'all thinking because we like when y'all like don't ever think that we don't appreciate it. We appreciate. I'm not even gonna put that out. We know y'all know we appreciate it. We say it as often as we possibly can. Right. But I want to encourage y'all to continue to do it. So continue to share this out. Continue to let people know so we can grow. Continue to shop our fantasy box. Shop with live prosperity.
Live show.
The live show. And I didn't say it at the beginning. We're gonna make a drop and put it at the beginning. Go buy y'all tickets for the live show, man. We only accepted 200 people. By the time you see this, we might be down to 100. Don't think that this is one of them shows where you can wait to the last minute. The tickets is not expensive at all. We got a whole experience set up for y'all. We looking forward to meeting y'all. If y'all want to meet us, y'all want to, come kick it with us in person, pull up. It's like the ultimate date night experience if you want to come with your partner, or if you just want to come with your homies or your homegirls, pull up. Regardless, it's going to be a vibe. It's going to be good energy, and it's going to be one thing for sure, two things for sure, and good conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so with that being the case, man, you already know where to find me. On Instagram, at WolfWSC. You know where to find us on the network, at wolfnetwork.wsc. Get us on YouTube, The Wolf Has Spoken Podcast on the Wolf Network. Get us on all streaming platforms, The Wolf Has Spoken Podcast. Where can they find you at, Kill?
I hear it's the Right on Q Live on the right side, on QUE, Right on Q Live. Yeah, that's where you find me at.
And make sure y'all get with Ricky B. Philly, man. As always, until next time, we see y'all soon. The Wolf Has Spoken. We out.
Yes, sir.